Hey everyone, it's me again, Aquastar. I am here to talk to you about why maybe not most people, but some people really discourage having a tall, narrow tank with goldfish. And I'm going to explain why I tend to agree with that. It's kind of like a 50-50 split. I've seen a lot of people with these kind of taller tanks with goldfish, and I'm sure that there's many out there that have done wonderful in them. They never had no bad effects from it or anything, but me personally, just from what I've seen and what I've read, and I will say I'm speaking like friend to friend to you right now. But some of the really, like, people that I've seen in groups and forums that have been in it for years, like even some like Chinese or Japanese, either Asian, like old men that have these kind of like little farms and stuff of goldfish and are producing these absolutely beautiful fish, they keep them in short, wide, shallow, wide, kind of large tubs or aquariums. It's mostly for them, it's tubs. So obviously, I don't know, it just benefits goldfish better. It has to do with their swim bladder. The taller a tank is and the deeper a tank is, I think it has something to do with gravity. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. It's more gravity pull on the fish. And if it's already got a highly modified swim bladder, it's already real short bodied, it's already having trouble swimming, a really narrow, tall tank, may really aspirate that situation, make it worse, make the swim bladder worse. So that goes into it. But my biggest reason is just me personally, I just think it's kind of sad, like, to see a really big, full grown out goldfish, like Loki. Loki's on about like 7.5 inches now. He's getting so big. To have him in like, a tank like one of those hexagon ones that's the ground floor, the whole ground floor of that tank is probably about like this, the big hexagon that comes up like this. And I think it's like 50 gallons or something, which is impressive, and they are beautiful. That type tank would be perfect for angelfish, or some schools of fish that are so small that it is just a large place for them, But when you've got goldfish that are hitting 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 inches long, and you've only got a floor space of like this, it's just it's hard for them to kind of like turn around. They can't really enjoy themselves. They can't graze and pick around. Goldfish love to cover ground. That is one thing I've noticed. That's just what I've seen my whole life with goldfish, is they love to graze and go. They're up here right now because they see that the lid's up. They think I'm getting ready to feed them. Look at them. Look, they know. Look. See, but any other time, if I was laying down on the bed, waited like 15, 20 minutes, they would all calm down, and they're all going around. Just in speedy, they are just all like really fast all over the place. So, I just think it's real sad to see a big, beautiful goldfish, doing great. It's obviously very healthy, and, but it's in this, like, it only has, like, what square foot would this be? Like 1.5 or 2 square feet or something like that of ground space to kind of, and then if most of the ground space is covered with like things like this big ornament and like, it's just, I don't know, it's just sad, man. They don't really get to be themselves, and being so close to my goldfish, when I see these other goldfish in these type really tall, narrow aquariums, I don't really see their personality coming out like I do mine. Like mine are really flittery and they're all over the place and they're really active, and I think that's because they have enough space where they can be like that. This is how they would behave in their natural environment, I guess, because out in a river or a lake or something, they would have a lot of ground space. I do think they're kind of like scavengers. They feed off the ground, so if you only give them a little bit of ground like that, and half of it or most of it's covered up with ornaments, it's just, I don't know. And then the fish is real big. You can't really, he ain't like totally crammed in, but he's kind of just going around in a circle all the time. That's sad. Come on. you can at least upgrade it to like a 40-gallon or something where it's got some more ground space, for heaven's sakes. I don't give a shit if the tall tank is 100 gallons, and it goes all the way up to almost your ceiling. That doesn't matter. With goldfish, it's about width and length, not height. You gotta know the species that you're keeping. Any kind of pet, it goes down to breeds, like breeds of dogs and stuff. You gotta really, you can love the way a Siberian Husky looks, but man, those dogs are hyper. They're energetic, and if you're a couch potato, and nothing wrong with that, many lovely couch potatoes out there. I'm just saying a Husky might be a little bit hard for you, just for example. So I mean, it's like, if you, for some reason, want a really tall tank and your heart is set on that, then you need to get you don't need to get goldfish. You need to get like angelfish or something. If you're like, in your head, you're like, man, those octagon tanks are beautiful. And they are. Like, they're stunning. Or those tall, like 110-gallon tanks. Then you need to get like, just other kind of fish, and kind of do your research, and the angelfish would do good in a tank like that. Just know that with goldfish, you are going to need some space. And this is going to take up space in your living area, obviously. So, I mean, this is what's best for them. They graze, they don't want to just go in one small circle all the time, not have nowhere that they can pick and pack or not, just, I think that anybody out there knows what I'm talking about. Anybody that's kept goldfish for any amount of time, longer than a year or so or whatever. I mean, I think you guys understand what I'm saying. It's, tall tanks are not recommended for goldfish at all. They're not. And I can see why. I also don't think the oxygen would get as well down to the depths of the water. There's a problem with that. So, I mean, there's a whole mess of problems that may come up. And if not, even if you do keep a goldfish in that and you don't see nothing wrong, nothing's happened, that's great. You have a really healthy fish and you are doing something right. But I personally just want to give, and I would recommend that everybody else, if you're going to have goldfish, give them some landscape. It doesn't have to be as big as my tank, but give them some floor space. Avoid overcrowding the tank with too much ornaments. The plants in this takes up a lot of room, but the plants are beneficial. With goldfish, you just don't want to kind of overcrowd your tank. You want a lot of ground space, a lot of grazing area. They're like little water cows in a way, constantly grazing, and they are very active, and they get large. So you really don't want a tall, narrow tank. It's just not good all around, not for goldfish. The tanks are beautiful. I understand why you want them. But yeah, that's just my opinion on that. But many others too. And like what I said, speaking from friend to friend, just the people that I came across online and just people, it just came off really skilled, knowledgeable people don't like tall, narrow water capacities for goldfish. Whether it's a tall, narrow tank, tall, narrow tub, they kind of avoid that in general. I don't think it immediately is going to kill a fish, but yeah, so that's just what I've came across, and that is just my opinion. But thanks everybody for watching. I'm going to get back to my video game and just do my thing. Got a couple videos to upload for you guys, so hope everybody's having a good time. Enjoying 2018. But yeah, that's just my opinions on tall tanks. I even think that the 55-gallon this is about like 2 feet tall, I think, like 21 inches, and it's only a foot wide. I even think that's kind of like, which actually they're fine. I sound like I'm just being a freak about this, but I even think that this is a little bit tall. If I could make my own tank for my fish, I would make it like 6 feet long, 2 foot deep, like 2 foot deep, and only like 18 inches tall. So maybe like this. Like it would be kind of like shallow and wide and long. That's like the ideal dimensions for a goldfish tank. Like a 125-gallon is really good. If you want to go on the smaller side, 40 gallons are really good. They're really narrow but kind of wide. And then the 75 is. So Yeah, so, but 55s are good too. They're good too. They're not bad at all. It ain't like, if you look at 110s, I think that I wouldn't get one of those for my goldfish. They have some pretty good prices. It's nice that it's 110 gallons, but it doesn't have enough ground space. So that's why I don't like it. It's also not very wide. And then, God help me, not the, the hexagons are beautiful, like what I said, for angelfish or something, but not for goldfish, not for goldfish. So I hope I explained that well enough for you. If you guys want to know more on the topic, Google is your best friend. There's also a great group on Facebook called Goldfish Junkies. Go check them out. Ask some questions, whatever's going on with your fish. You can also come to me and ask some questions. I will try to answer you best that I can and as quick as I can. So, again, I hope everybody's having a great day, and I'm going to go play my game. I'm playing Far Cry Primal, so it's awesome. I'm pretty far in it, too. So, all right, guys. See you later. Bye.